Hi, my name is Jeffrey Adorno. I'm with ZScaler. At ZScaler, I'm the Director of Field Compliance. So what that means to you is you have kind of back-end compliance where they're securing and making sure that your platform is compliant through legislative regulatory bodies. What I'm more customer-facing and aligning Zscaler from the platform to the technology to that customer compliance requirements. So HIPAA, CMMC, PCI DSS, ITAR, stuff like that. So Zscaler is a global cloud cybersecurity company, over 150 data centers. You know, in the Gov space, we have FedRAMP Moderate and High, which is really important. We're also in the DoD Impact Level 5 space. Why is it important? Because it takes this catalog, capability suite of technologies and bundles it into something called, for instance, SSMA, so single scan multi-action. It's patented, it's Zscaler's secret sauce, and what it does is it fires all engines at one time, so you're not creating latency, serial chaining through different capabilities or VMs like other companies, and you're just streamlining everything through one tunnel to create this level of visibility and analytics to support the customer's needs. Overall, the government trusts Zscaler because of our consistency. So it doesn't matter what domain you're going to talk about, from cybersecurity to compliance to reliability, accessibility, and scalability. We provide our services in a consistent manner, and that builds trust. To a testament of that, 14 of the 15 cabinet-level agencies trust Zscaler to provide security. The biggest reason we leverage AWS GovCloud is for scalability. For example, during COVID, there was a big boom of remote work, and Zscaler leveraged AWS GovCloud to scale up services by 600% within 3 months. And it's a Herculean task to provide that consistency of service while scaling up to that degree. One of the top use cases for Zscaler leveraging AWS GovCloud is to standardize compliance for customers. From a Zscaler perspective, the benefits of adopting AWS GovCloud for the customer base would be to streamline that compliance adoption and deployment of that service. Some customers, before they even buy, they want to understand, hey, have you done your homework in that compliance fashion? So because AWS GovCloud is FedRAMP Moderate and High, and so is Zscaler, you then get to streamline the compliance review and authorization. Customers use AWS GovCloud's Landing Zone Accelerator, LZA, to align the NIST 853 controls to the AWS technologies that can be supported and enhanced by Zscaler's cybersecurity. We've talked about economies of scale. So when you look at from a services supply chain, all the way down from AWS to Zscaler to the customer then gets that reverse benefit because they don't have to ask for us to scale up. We don't have to ask AWS to scale up. So we can provide services in a more efficient and effective manner. Zscaler makes using AI more safer and more secure by providing and enhancing visibility and flexibility to either understand what is being uploaded, the prompts or the documentation up into an AI platform, but also what's being downloaded, especially when it comes to malware protection. There's 7 tenets of Zero Trust. We won't get into all of them, but I'll give you 2 that's most important to me. And one's going to be least privilege and then visibility. Right? With a CMC perspective, I can understand what's my control and flow of CUI, controlled unclassified information, but also when it's going through the 7 pillars from user to data to application, blah, 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 how do I ensure that I can see where the data is flowing? What's the life of that packet? And then how can I control the data wherever it's going? Zero Trust is a modern cybersecurity framework. CMMC is a way to codify your cybersecurity profile. Right? So if you were to use Zero Trust as your North Star, but then you have I hate to say it, a compliance checklist, you can start to understand where do you fit within that paradigm shift, right? So from moving away from a network, castle and moat protection method to let's focus on the data no matter where you are, and that's what CMMC is all about. Because CMMC is about protecting national security IP, the defense IP, how do we ensure that we can control the flow of that information to only the right people? So CMMC 2.0 has been out for a while. How Zscaler approaches CMMC is the same way it approaches Zero Trust. It's a team of teams approach. So when we talk to customers and we show everybody, hey, this is what we're going to align to, you're going to use us to get after the X. However, because we connect with every single Zero Trust pillar technology, including AWS GovCloud, we can give you that visibility, the analytics, but also control the data wherever it's flowing to. Customers choose Zscaler and AWS GovCloud now to achieve up to 73% control alignment with the CMMC security controls.